James, you've just had a moment to catch your breath. You've managed to get outside the Allianz Arena. There it is in full view behind you. I don't even think the most hardened PSG fan could have predicted what an annihilation of Inter Milan this could have been.
No, you're absolutely right, John. I mean, nobody predicted that. I mean, we went around the day asking people, what are you planning on seeing? What's going to happen tonight? What's going to be, a goal here, maybe some of the most optimistic, 2-0, 3-1, something like that. 5-0. That's an absolute thrashing indeed that happened just here. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit away right now from the fans, so we can have a bit more of perhaps an easier conversation than the crazy atmosphere that I've just heard but not seen. Selena being around there in Paris, it sounds absolutely brilliant, and we'll catch a bit of that over here as well. But for now, we're a bit on the side here. And Jean, absolutely. I mean, you were just talking about the atmosphere with Selena in Paris. I can tell you in the stadium, it was something. And that from the very, very first minutes. The PSG fans were there. They were loud. They were silencing Inter Milan. And that well before the first goal, well before Hakimi got that first goal. A very simple goal for him to actually go and score the way he was set up magnificently. But the PSG fans were there from the very start. And I was actually quite surprised because Inter fans coming into this were confident as well. We've spoken, they have the experience. They've done this before. They failed, of course, 2 years ago, but they've got that experience in them. And in the end, though, that confidence vanished. And I don't think PSG won thanks to their fans being there. It certainly helped them, but it was the team that was there. But not can be said about the Italian sides. I mean, they were quiet at one point. I mean, I was sat right in the middle in terms of the pitch and in terms of the stands, of course. And to my left, PSG fans, shouting and letting off flares right from the start of the game and chanting throughout. And I was even wondering if my hearing is all right, but I was wondering if something wasn't right because to my right, it was so silent. And that, once the goals came in, first, the second, there was a bit of a hope towards the end of the first half that perhaps Inter Milan were going to manage to get a goal and then kind of get the game going once again. But when we came into the third, of course, Doué getting a second goal. And to be honest, it was that fourth one from Kvaratskhelia that absolutely, at that point, we saw the staff from PSG run onto the pitch, as you would have seen as well on the television. They knew they'd done it at that point. It was to be that they'd get a fifth one and truly silence them after that. But they knew that they'd done it. And to be honest, from the look on the players' faces, once they were 3-0 down, they did not want to be there anymore. They did not want to be enduring that. There was, you asked yourself some questions at some point. Could this be the greatest comeback that we're going to see? There is a possibility, of course, when there's 30 minutes left in a match, definitely possible. But the players didn't want to be there, and neither did the fans. The fans and even people from the press area, for journalists actually leaving quite early on after that. Once they were 4-0 down, they knew it was finished. But the others just holding their heads in their hands. Unbelievable. Couldn't believe that they were no match for PSG tonight. No match at all for what was... It was a walk in the park for them. The way that PSG put on that display, it really was a walk, not in the Parc des Princes, but in the park over here in Munich.
James, I'm just seeing the statistics from that game. 23 shots for PSG, just the 8 for Inter Milan. PSG dominating possession, 60% to Inter Milan's 40%. Okay, they don't like to play with possession, but PSG just dominating in every aspect of the game right from the very get-go. You could see it literally with every single player, how much hunger they had to go on and create history. Has the Paris faithful that you saw in the stands, have they ever seen a team so galvanized singing from the same hymn sheet?
No, nobody has. Nobody has. Honestly, especially for Paris Saint-Germain, as you say, the fierce that they had in them from the very start. It got to half-time and we were like, okay, they've dominated everything so far. They haven't let any space for Inter. It's not going to continue. Okay, there was a little bit more play from Inter Milan after that. But all in all, they weren't able to hold on to the ball. What was Inzaghi's rule coming into this? It was we're going to keep possession. We're going to keep control of the game. That didn't last for 5 minutes. Paris Saint-Germain, you just reveals the statistics there. 59% possession turns any of Inter's plans completely around. And in that, punished them severely. Talk about their defence being outrun by the young blood, the young legs, the fresh legs that they have in them. They weren't able to keep up. But even ahead of that in the midfield, Paris Saint-Germain, spectacular. And that is where they really were able to keep control of the game, because at the back, apart from Hakimi, who wanted to get on the score sheet early on, they didn't have much to worry about. And that just midfield line, absolutely incredible from the Paris sides.
And as you speak, we have Marquinhos, the Brazilian captain for Paris Saint-Germain. We know that he has just lifted the trophy. He has just become the first Paris Saint-Germain captain to lift the Champions League. What a moment for him. What a moment for you, James. Thank you. We'll be back with you